Hey guys, it's Grace. So I have my little Grinch man here to help me get into the Christmas spirit. But today I'm going to be talking about becoming a vegetarian. This video has been long awaited for me. I've been wanting to film it for a while and I just haven't really got my thoughts together about it. So I have some things written down. So if I'm looking down at my lap, that's why. And I'm just going to talk about my experience with becoming a vegetarian and basically why I decided to become one. So my reasons for becoming a vegetarian were health. I wanted to become healthier. I'm a relatively healthy person anyway. I exercise a lot. I don't eat completely horribly, but I felt it was a good option. I just felt that by becoming a vegetarian, I would kind of by default almost eat more vegetables, which is obviously not a bad thing for you. The second reason I became a vegetarian was animal rights. So basically, I've been watching a lot of documentaries lately, which I will get to later in the video with the ones that I recommend, but I've just kind of found that the way animals are treated in the meat packaging industry is really horrible, and it's really disgusting just seeing that in front of you, actually watching it and realizing what you're consuming and what the animals have to go through in order for you to consume them. So I just felt that that wasn't something ethically that I was okay with, and I didn't think it was morally right. So I just decided that, you know, that was another reason why I wanted to become a vegetarian. Just noting that animals are beings on this earth and they should have the same rights that humans do when it comes to that kind of stuff. One of the things that kind of struck me as interesting as well was the fact that we as humans are drinking another animal's milk, and we think that that's going to give us all the nutrients that we will need and help us with bone growth and stuff like that. But the milk that cows produce has the nutrients in it that are meant for a baby calf. They're not meant for humans. They're meant for the cow's children. So why, as humans, do we think that by drinking another animal's milk, we're going to get the same nutrients that we would normally get from our mother's milk in that milk? I just don't understand that concept, because it's like we're the only animals on Earth that drink another species' milk. Like, that's really weird when you think about it. Why would we do that? Why do we think we need to do that when we can get those nutrients elsewhere and we shouldn't actually be drinking their milk in the first place? Another reason I kind of started off on the path to becoming a vegetarian, I started not drinking milk and drinking almond milk instead of normal milk, but that was because singing. I had been taking voice lessons for a while and I had been having like a phlegm problem, and that can usually be caused by either like orange juice, citrus, or milk products. If you're interested in becoming a vegetarian, there are definitely some steps you should take beforehand to kind of determine whether or not it's the right path for you. I would definitely recommend watching some documentaries before you decide. Even if you're not going to become a vegetarian, I definitely think you should just watch these to become more knowledgeable about what you're putting in yourself. So a few that I've watched, and I've watched all of these, so I do recommend them. Earthlings, Cowspiracy, Food Inc., Forks Over Knives, Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead, and Food Matters. And you can find all of these on Netflix, and some of them probably illegally on YouTube. But don't tell anyone I said that. Anyways, you can find all of them on Netflix if you have Netflix, and they're all just really great. They're about an hour and a half each. Not that long. Take some time out of your day and just watch a couple of them. See how you feel afterwards. That's definitely kind of like the sub-step before you even get into really becoming a vegetarian. And then the first step, I would say, is definitely asking your parents if you are under 18 or still living with them, especially if they're buying your food for you, because I know that can be a little bit of a struggle for your parents to wrap their heads around. You really want to ask them and make sure they're okay with that, especially if they're going to be spending more money on food for you. It's a completely different situation if you are purchasing your own food or not living with your parents anymore, because, you know, you're the person who's going to be doing that, and it's actually easier because you're the only one that you're buying food for. I would say definitely ask them, and then do your research about becoming a vegetarian. Find out, you know, what nutrients are essential, what plants and fruits and stuff like that, you can get those nutrients from without having to eat meat. Now, I know a big thing with my parents was the whole protein issue and getting them to realize that, you know, I wasn't going to have to get protein from animal sources. You can get it other places. So doing your research, finding out, you know, there are many different types of vegetarians. Right now, I'm a pescatarian, which means I still eat fish and eggs. Just because of my situation right now with my family, I kind of have to do that or I wouldn't be able to eat very well. So you really, just depending on your situation, have to decide what is best for you. Then number 3 is definitely figuring out why you want to do this. Just having a good reason to stick by it, because if you have a reason that you are fueled by to continue to be a vegetarian, it will be easier for you to continue that lifestyle than it would be if you don't have anything backing your decision. So whether that be animal rights, whether it be your own health, or some other reason that you have, just make sure you have a clear and concise reason in your head why you want to do this. Then tip number 4 is to start out with the little things first. Now, I didn't really do this. I kind of just went on head on straight into being a vegetarian, not eating meat at all, which I don't really recommend. I would recommend slowly getting rid of the meat in your diet so you won't crave it anymore. Or you could do what some people have done in the documentaries I've watched, which is go on a juice cleanse. So you go on a juice cleanse for a week or 10 days, and then by the end of that, it's a lot easier for you to start fruit and veggie consumption alone without really eating any meat. But if you can't do that, then I would recommend slowly taking meat out of your diet, replacing meat with things that are not meat, and going from there. Then number 5 is to decide what you're going to eat and what you're not going to eat. Make up a master list. So whether you decide to still eat fish and just not eat poultry or anything like that, whether you decide you're going to go full vegan and not eat any animal products, dairy products, eggs, nothing, make that decision. Again, with doing your research, you can figure out what type of vegetarian you would be and what those people tend to eat. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a little bit of insight on what being a vegetarian is like. And again, vegetarianism is not for everyone, but the way the meat packaging industry is going and the way they're using up our environmental resources, I would say that this is probably the way that we are going to be moving in the next few years as a whole nation. So just food for thought, put that out there, and yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe down below. If you have any questions, please put them down below, but make sure they are constructive criticism or, you know, put them in a positive light. I don't want anything negative down below. If you haven't already, you can check out my previous video on this side of my screen and the previous vlog on this side of the screen. I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you in my next video. Bye.